The reason why it doesn't feel like that's possible for you is because you've magnified all of your problems. You've elevated every obstacle that you may or may not actually have, because what if thinking, what if this happens? But what if that happens? What if I fail? What if I don't really learn how to make money before November and ICT stops and I don't know how to do it? You'll have everything at your fingertips. Don't worry. These markets are going to be changing here over the coming months and maybe 2 years. But more specifically, as we go into the latter portion of this year and in the beginning of next year. And you have to do what you can do to be diligent about learning how to do this now, because the stresses that are coming are going to plague those individuals out there that don't have a game plan. They don't know how to trade. They don't know how to invest. They don't know how to control themselves. They don't know what they're looking for in the charts. And you have been witnessing exactly what we look for and how wonderful it is to be informed. So you may not be trading with live funds yet, but you are informed money. You're just not putting it to task yet, but you are informed. You're seeing things that 99.9% of the people in the world that speculate and trade are unaware of. They're looking at things that have no bearing on price and attributing a religion to it, that this is what makes price go up. And these same types of speculators, these same types of traders are going to be culled soon. What does cull mean? A reduction, a collection, a gathering with the purposes of removal. I'm not going to be able to spare all of you, obviously. You're all going to have your own demons to wrestle with and your own character flaws, and that's normal. But for those that are here this year to put the time and effort into it, you're learning a skill set. As long as there's a market and we have access to it, you'll probably find a way to eat. You'll probably find a way to make ends meet. I promise you this, over the next 24 months, everybody's expectations about pursuing the good life, that's going to be diluted. It's going to be, I'm glad I can make ends meet. So your job, as much as you hate it right now, you should be thankful you have it, because that's one income stream that you have. As long as you show up, you get the participation award at the end of the week, paycheck, or every 2 weeks. But you're building a business on the side. The goal is to either duplicate or replace entirely that job's income. Where everybody else in speculation and trading, they want a Lamborghini, they want a Ferrari, they don't want a Bugatti, do they? Nobody wants a Bugatti. I'm so tempted to get one. Can you imagine that sitting up on my banner of my YouTube channel? Look at this guy, Bugatti. It's a demo. So everybody else has got that mindset right now. They still want to pursue, that Lux life. There ain't nothing wrong with it. But they're going to find that it's going to be much more challenging in the coming weeks, months, and year. And a lot of things are going to change, and it's going to change will come abruptly. Just like it did for some that have their money in that bank, Silicon Valley Bank. The CEO knew. He sold about $4 million worth of stock about 2 weeks ago. And he'll have to answer for that, I'm sure. But this culling that's coming is going to remove a whole lot of ignorant, unknowing street money in the markets. It's going to be a bloodbath. They're not going to know what to do. They're going to panic. And they're going to heavily bet just to get themselves out of something. And it's going to parlay something worse. And they're going to lose their money. You're learning how not to do that. You're learning on a market that's very difficult right now, but guess what? It still works. It still works. It works both directions. You can be a buyer and a seller in the same day. You can trade without a bias. You can trade with a bias. You're learning very succinct principles, concepts, times of the day when these things should occur. And you're also seeing evidence to know when it's not there. Well, get out of the trade before it turns on you. Stuff that books don't talk about. Things that aren't taught in courses because the average bear doesn't know it. They plow ahead looking for that next setup, that next fill. Give me the buy, give me the sell, give me the stock, give me the target. Don't worry me with all this boring discussion, this psychology stuff. When those candlesticks is a study of psychology. Your personal and everyone else trading. You're reading the minds of everybody out there. And you're projecting your hopes and fears into those candlesticks when you're a trader. As a new trader, you're projecting every fear and anxiety it's known to man. It's the end of the world when you're looking at these candlesticks and you're in a live trade. You have no trust, no baseline to feel confident about what it is you're doing. And as a seasoned trader, someone that knows what to look for, has been here before, they're not experiencing their first rodeo. They're familiar with a bull that bucks around and wants to throw them off. That's normal. But a first-time bull rider doesn't feel that way. They're regretting it. They should have kept their rear end on the couch where it was safe to watch it, not being bucked around. But you're learning. And some of you, I'm pleased to notice, that you have been aware just in the first month how much you have been learning. And I'm encouraged as a mentor because sometimes I wonder, are you really putting the work in? Or are you just watching tweets and waiting for me to disappoint something? And that's the extent of it. That's your participation. That's the level of interaction that's going to be there. And it won't go any further than that. And that's unfortunate. That's what you are right now. My encouragement is for you to get more involved because we only have a few more months left. Think about how fast January 1st came and went. And we're starting the middle of March already next week. Time flies, folks. It's not going to wait for you. And yes, I know there's a lot of other things you could probably want to do instead of looking at charts and back testing. Staring at recordings that you've recorded of live price data while you were at work, at school, or sleeping. But that feeling of, I wish I could do something else right now, that's easier to satisfy once you have this skill set. Once you have this skill set, your schedule becomes flexible, where it is not flexible right now. You're trying to cram in everything that makes your life feel pleasant, fun, rewarding, because you need it as a distraction right now. And I'm reminding you that you need to keep your focus on this task this year. It will serve you well going forward. But you have to work for it. You have to show up every day. You have to put the work in and do the things that are uncomfortable right now. Defer weekend living. Defer all the little perks, the things that take your attention, money, energy. Pour all that into this. You're making an investment in yourself. And this investment, you can't even imagine how much better it'll be for you once you have it and you're implementing it. When everybody else is getting sacked, made redundant at their job, because that's coming. That's part of the calling as well. This whole thing with COVID the last few years, I told everybody that was in an earshot of me, you're not going to see the real problems that shutting down everything as long as we did. It's all coming home to roost. It just hasn't made its way to your household yet. Some of you it has. For many of you, it hasn't yet. And the best thing you could be doing right now is what you're doing right at this moment. Taking in information. Taking in information that you can take, translate that into a skill, and that skill translate into another income stream. That's insurance. It's insurance that pays you, not that you pay it. And as long as you don't have to use it, you should be thankful. This is insurance that it's going to pay you, pay your children, your spouse, significant other, your family tree. And when everyone else next year is freaking out, panicking, not having enough, you're going to be in a position to have more because you have this skill set. Remember, one contract, one mini contract, put the task 5 handles a day, and you can see how easy that is. Don't be discouraged if you're new and you think that that was a statement that makes you feel inferior. Oh, it just makes me feel bad because you say it's easy and I don't think it's easy yet. It'll be easy by the end of the year. You have to keep showing up. Remember, you didn't swipe a credit card here. There's no PayPal, no Vimeo, no Cash App, nothing. The only thing you're doing is letting me help you by just showing up, taking the information in. There's no ads here. I'm spending my Friday night investing in you. And the worst thing you can do is just listen and view it as entertainment. But everybody else next year, they're going to be feeling things that are going to be hardship. And you right now are investing. You are storing up experience that you can put to work next year. When everybody else is feeling like the world's caving in on them, they can't afford things, they can't do things, they lost their job. You're going to be in a position where you don't have to feel that way. And if you do lose your job, It's probably going to be one of the best things for you, because then you're free to do what? Trade more. See, your mindset's transforming right now. Some of you faster than others. Before understanding how to do this, it would be terrifying for you to lose your job. For some of you, not all of you, but some of you. What would I do if I lost my job? What would I do? What would my family do? How would we make it? We live paycheck to paycheck. I can't afford it. You're learning a skill set, and you've done the math already. Just a little bit. Just a little bit of effort over the span of one trading day replaces your job. The reason why it doesn't feel like that's possible for you is because you've magnified all of your problems. You've elevated every obstacle that you may or may not actually have, because what if thinking, what if this happens? But what if that happens? What if I fail? What if I don't really learn how to make money before November and ICT stops and I don't know how to do it? You'll have everything at your fingertips. Don't worry. Worrying about how you're going to be in November is irrelevant right now. What happens if you learn how to do it before November? You've worried about nothing that was worth worrying about. Your what if thinking should be, how exciting is it going to be? How exciting is it going to be for me as a new developed speculator with a skill set that I now am armed with? And whatever this world throws at me, I'm not limited to whatever my paycheck tells me I'm worth. That's how you should be thinking. Not, what if I don't learn this in time? What if I start and I lose money? You're going to lose money the rest of your career. That's what every trader does. Losing's part of it. And you're worrying about it like it's going to go away, like you can avoid it. You watch me have losing trades this week. Did it have any effect? If you watch that last video, you can see it didn't affect it at all. But your skill set that's in development right now, it's like a superpower that you haven't discovered you have yet. For some of you, it's going to give you overconfidence and almost stroke your ego to the point where you think you're better than anyone and everyone. You'll be humbled. And for those that are more balanced, prepared for the responsibilities of having this new superpower. What's the superpower, by the way? What is this superpower? The ability to write your own checks, to go on your own steam, to be able to tell Carl to pound sand. Enjoy working, Carl. I got places to be and people to see, and you ain't one of them. So you're going to have a whole lot of things to be thankful for next year. You just don't realize it yet. Your friends and your family right now, probably the ones that told you you're wasting your time, they're going to be very uncomfortable next year. And they may remember that you were doing this. And they may notice that you aren't really living in lack. And they may want to do what you're doing. And you'll probably be in a better position mentally to sit down and help them because you're prepared. Whereas if you were trying to learn how to do it when everything around us is falling apart, when the stress is extremely high, it's very difficult to learn anything in that. So you're all becoming these potential support structures to your friends and family. Once you understand what it is that you're supposed to do, you're a resource. Now, you can choose to live your life not wanting to help anybody else, and it's your prerogative. You can do that. It's not my hope and aim for that for all of you. It's obviously for you to be empowered to not only take care of yourself and your family, but to help anyone else out there that you can raise your hand to help. And you're going to see a whole lot of that opportunity next year, probably before the end of this year. Seeing what you've witnessed with just the new concept of a new week opening gap and seeing how that draws price to it, much like a black hole. These fluctuations in price, they're not random, folks. They go to levels that make perfect sense. If you understand what that level is about, what's the purpose of it? Why should it go there? It's been very satisfying over the last 2.5 weeks reading the comments where all of you are in your charts and observing how price is reacting to these levels and gyrating to them, drawing into them like a magnet, and how consistently they behave. It's been in your charts all this time. In fact, people talk about them. There's gaps. Of course there's gaps. Of course. ICT didn't invent a gap, but ICT taught you how to use them. It's not just gaps like to get filled. No, it's filled. All right, next. Can't wait till tomorrow. Hope there's another gap. No. I'm using yesterday's gap, last week's gap, 2 weeks ago's gap, so forth. And if you're bearish, you're going to be looking for these to draw price in. If you start looking at how they nest over the course of weeks and months, you can actually start to see the market structure that's been there the whole time. But it's eluded you and everybody else that doesn't know how to do this yet. Like he said. And you heard what I said. Go in your charts and you'll see it. How the market works from short-term low, intermediate-term low, long-term low, and vice versa. The market is not random, folks. Yes, indeed. There is an algorithm, and you're seeing it, and it's delivering exactly how it's coded. There's fluctuations in price action on non-farm payroll weeks that are a little squirrely. You've seen me have to navigate, and one of my trades didn't pan out to full profit. It gave me my first target, 38.87, which is what I tweeted when we were in the 4,000s. It dropped down there, and then gave me an indication it was going to go the direction. And you watch me on a fly, just like that, reverse. I remember the first time one of my older students in mentorship, they watched me reverse right on the dime, just boom, spit, there it is, going other direction. And they were like, that was crazy to see that. And you watched it today. That comes with experience, that comes with understanding what you're looking for. But also know this, if it wasn't non-farm payroll, my target would have been hit today. that little box that said lunchtime stop read, it would have ran right up here. That's why I don't like trading Thursday and Friday of non-farm payroll, because there's too much intervention. There's too much hand in the cookie jar, moving things around. I know what the algorithm is going to do, but I don't know when the human is going to go in there and disrupt it. So you have to be extremely nimble to navigate it if you're going to play it at all, because that is what typically takes place. It's not a erratic amount of buying and selling pressure. It's not what it is at all. The start of the morning, you saw the fair value gap outline and went right up to it, and that was the high of the day. I made allowance for maybe running for another attempt higher. I showed you another chart where if it runs above that, that would be it. And if I was being honest 100%, if it had gone to that one, I would have called that as the daily high. But it just so happened that the first fair value gap I outlined, that was the high of the day. And the market started going lower. I saw a comment when I was doing the afternoon session trade. It dropped down to a fair value gap that I changed the color to, obviously, to whenever I have a fair value gap that's like a hue of red or pink or something to that effect. That's usually my view of it being bearish. If it's green or blue, something to that effect, I'm viewing it as something bullish. If it's not either one of them, then I'm just waiting for more information. I'm observing it. My son asked me, was there any reason why my colors are used? And I said, well, I guess subconsciously that's how I internalize it. But I never really actively said anything about it. I think maybe some of you that were more aware and looking at things more critically probably observed that. But I saw the tweet sent to me after I shared the afternoon trades, where I sold short as it was inside of a fair value gap. That price was above, it traded down into it, and I went short right there. Because you're in an area of inefficiency. My expectation was price is going to go lower. So if price is going to go lower, you can trade short in the fair value gap anywhere. As soon as it enters it, it's okay. It's the equivalent of selling short on a sell stop. That's how I internalize it. But I'm trading within a range of that fair value gap. I'm trying to get preferably consequent encroachment, the midpoint of it, because that's like the perfect little area where I don't need to be at the high end of it to be short, and it's not the lowest of the range that makes that fair value gap. So I'm trying to get in there. Anything better than the low of the fair value gap when I'm bearish. And you saw how that performed. It moved outside the fair value gap, went down below, it came back up, and then I added more as it bumped the bottom of the fair value gap. See, that's what real support and resistance should perform like in price. The problem is you aren't ever going to know which line to draw that's correct, because it's always going to go through it, not respect it. And that's why look, if it was just as simple as support and resistance, those books would be constantly on the best sellers list. They're not, because it's subjective. Whereas if you understand the first 30 minutes of trading, 9:30 to 10 o'clock, I've been intrigued to notice that not one of you has yet noticed this, but it should go in your journal right now. In the first 30 minutes, the fair value gap that I mentioned every time. That's the one that's critical throughout the rest of the day. Have you noticed that? Oh no, I got to go through that now. I got to go through all my charts and go back and look at those tweets. Yep, it's there. You'll learn about that this year. What's the significance in that? You'll learn it just one step at a time. I can give you everything in a big, gigantic blob of information, but it isn't going to help you. You have to have pieces of it shown to you, one piece at a time, and you'll know.